We're going to have you spread your feet fairly wide and then put a little bend in your knees. Anytime you bend your knees and lower your center of mass, it's beneficial for balance. And so one of the things that we do when we're standing on one foot is if we start to lose our balance, we just lower our center of mass by bending the leg, and it helps us recover. So when you're standing in this wide position and you bend your knees, you're getting that benefit of a better balance. In this position, because we move through our world going forwards, and our feet are pointed forwards, it gives us good balance going forwards. But it's not a good design for anything that presses us backwards. This position is a very tippy direction backwards. And so because of this reason, when we bend our knees, we want to have heavy pressure on the toe portion of our foot. Not so much that we're necessarily leaning, but that's where we want to feel the pressure on the floor is on the toes instead of the heels. I'm going to have you take your hands and we're going to draw them back above the hips upside down. And then we're just going to go ahead and squeeze them. In karate, we start with left. So if we don't say left or right, we mean left. We're going to extend the left hand straight as if somebody tied a rope around your wrist and is pulling your arm so it travels in a straight line. And we're going to go about head level on the destination. And then at the very last moment, we twist it over. All right, now the right hand's going to do the same movement. It extends and replaces the left, and the left goes back to the hip. And at the last minute, we do a full rotation. Good. Let's go ahead and switch. And twist. Let me watch. In fact, I'll do it in a mirror image. Other hand. Right. What we want to avoid is elbow flare. So if you think about somebody pulling your wrist, you avoid flaring the elbow out to the side. Let's go ahead and switch hands. Right, and this one's going to come back. So two things are happening at once. One hand extends, one hand returns. Good, and switch. As you're going to continue going, I'm going to make contact with my hands on your hands. So you just keep doing the same thing. Nice and slow. That's right. So now what you're going to try to do is keep going straight ahead, and I'm going to start to push on your arms different directions, and you're going to resist the direction of my pressure. Does that make sense? So if I push this one down, you're going to try to make it go straight. Same thing. Go ahead and go right to my nose with the destination. Good. And so I'm just going to try to redirect them with a little slight pressure. Good, I can feel it. Yes. Good. How does that feel? You got the weight on the toes? Good. Because as I'm resisting, I'm pushing you to the weak direction of the stance, which is backwards. As you're pushing me, the balance wants to push you backwards. So the weight on the toes makes the difference. How does that feel? You feel me leave? Right, which makes you want to fall forwards as you're punching. Good. How do your shoulders feel? Relax. How are your shoulders holding up? Yeah, that can be a workout for the shoulders. Yeah, so I'm after two things. One is the technical twisting, right? That's going to be a good base for continuing to build upon. The other is I wanted to see how your balance was. It was going to challenge your balance because I'm resisting you. And so when I push against your fist and you're pushing forwards, if we were against the wall, you would push yourself over backwards. So there's no base of support backwards, and so it's you in space, responding to what you feel and managing your pressure of your feet. So we have to find balance together. To find that balance point, it's no longer just you in space, it's you and me giving different feedbacks. And sometimes as you're pushing against me, I relax, and then it could very easily cause you to topple forwards. But by having the weight correctly positioned, your knees bent, the weight on your toes, gives you more ability to accommodate change when it happens. If you were, for instance, if I put you only on your heels, you would have no chance of any stability at all. We're made to walk through life by transferring weight from the heel to the toe when we move. And so by starting there in martial arts arenas, it gives us the ability to move and respond faster. And so as you're just going through life, we want more pressure on the big toe, especially as we move forwards, versus heel pressure. And it's just by practicing walking, you can just be conscious of toe pressure, toe pressure, toe pressure.